Conversely, you have the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know about you, but my screen time is pretty high these days because I'm constantly going to the NFL app and I'm just looking at the free agent tracker, and it's so neatly, put together. It's like it's divided by division. You can easily jump from team to team. And you go to the Cowboys, you go to the Giants, and it's Drew Lock and Devin Singletary and Isaiah McKenzie and Brian Burns and John Runyon, excuse me. And you mentioned all the Eagles signings, even the Commanders, Austin Eckler and Tyler Biadasz, and they got names of guys, and then you get to the Cowboys, and it's a long snapper. That's all they've done this offseason, and they re-signed him. He wasn't even a free agent. They re-signed him. Okay, he was their own guy, and so. I think about what you talked about the other day about how the Cowboys have this perception as free spenders, but not in reality. That the facts don't back that up. So on the one hand, this is where the brand backfires, because you got a guy like Jerry Jones who likes to say he's all in, but I can't believe what you say. I can only see what you do. Say Cowboys fans. I can't believe what you say because I see what you do. That's what Cowboys fans say. He says he's all in because that's the brand. Like Super Bowl or bust in Dallas. He's supposed to be the Yankees of the NFL. But then when you're quiet in free agency, everybody's like, well, damn, dog. They had their mouth all ready for some orange juice, and you left a swallow of orange juice in the refrigerator. They were looking for some hash, and you ate up all the hash. Okay? But I'm here to tell you, like I said a second ago, it's not about March. It's not about March. It's not about free agency. It's no different than when you and I got into it about the Bengals, about who they should take with the 5th overall pick a couple of years ago. And I was like, there's more than one round to the draft. Likewise, when it comes to team building is not just spending money on other people's players.
Other elements. Yeah.
There are other elements to it. There's this thing called the draft, which the Cowboys have done a damn good job at. Now, is it disappointing to watch other teams seemingly get better in the offseason while the Cowboys, perpetually disappointing Dallas, sits on their hands and watches everybody else throw money around? I know that's disappointing. But when you take the emotion out of it, and all the first few days of free agency, all it is emotion. It's excitement, it's emotion. It's about the possibility of the thing. No, because Michael.
Go ahead, Darius.
Tell me.
Yeah.
But tell me, and I'm sure there's plenty of research to support this, but anecdotally I know it to be true. Tell me the direct correlation between off-season free agent spending and success in the postseason. Okay? Because I'll tell you right now. Just like the Eagles last year, has talent been the Cowboys' problem? No. In fact, maybe they ought to try being less talented. Maybe this is actually Jerry Jones' master plan. Because being so freaking talented, that and 10 cents will get them a cup of coffee. Being so talented for all these years. Having all these all-pros and all these Pro Bowlers. What's that gotten them? Something else has been missing. So I would argue that while many Cowboys fans or just general NFL observers will look at the Cowboys' relative inactivity in free agency and roll their eyes or shake their head or scratch their head even, I would say history tells us that the biggest spenders are often not the biggest winners. They're not. And Dallas's problems, like Philly's from last year, run deeper than a replacement for Tyron Smith or another lead running back. Now that Tony Pollard is in Tennessee. They could find him in a draft just like they found Tony Pollard. It's like the sky is not falling because the games ain't started yet. And I think that goes for all the teams. You have to temper all the emotion this time of year, whether it's the Eagles on one hand or the Cowboys on the other. You have to, you didn't win anything and you also didn't lose anything. And that's the thing, I'm not trying to piss on anybody's parade here, but they don't throw parades for what you do in March. They just don't. That's the reality of this league. That's the reality of this sport. That's the reality of NFL history. You do not build a winner through free agency. You just don't. That's not how you build. You build it through the draft.
But now you're talking about something different, though.
No, I'm not. You augment and supplement in free agency. You complement with free agency.
Yes.
It's one part of it. It's one part of it. I'm not saying it's nothing. I'm not saying it's the end of the world because the Cowboys haven't started their offseason. Let Cowboys fans tell it.
But see, here's where we had a disagreement, and that you went right where I wanted to go. So when you said the word building, when I think about building something, I think of hard hats and a dirt field, and it's just nothing as far as the eye can see. And we got to build a structure here because there's nothing. We got to build something. Now, if we talk about complimenting, the structure's already there. But you know what? This house needs a new roof. We know it's needed a new roof for a long time. Right. Oh, that basement is just taking on water. We got to fix this problem. We're one step away from having a dream home. Let's go ahead and fix it. So for 20 teams in football, you're right. If they have ideas of building through free agency in March, they're flawed. Premise, I reject the premise flat out. Yeah. You got the wrong idea. You got the wrong people in charge. But for those other 12, the elite, okay, they are sometimes a player away. Sometimes they are a side of the ball away. Sometimes from
sometimes they're a certain running back away. They're certain.
And so, you can't go crazy. You can't go crazy. You can't go crazy. Right. But this is what I've seen from the Cowboys.
There's a middle ground.
This is what I've seen from the Cowboys. The last 2 years, I've seen a lot of production go out of that running backs room. Okay, so year before, 2022, Zeke Elliott and his 12 touchdowns, bye-bye. Not replaced. Not replaced. Now Tony Pollard, his 6 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, out the door. Buku running backs available in free agency. Everybody's running back available in free agency. And the Cowboys chose to pass up.
They got a lot of them in the draft too.
You do have a lot of them in the draft.
And it's not a great year for running backs. It's not a Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs. But history also shows us
you always find one.
That you can find guys.
But I know you can find them. But here's my problem. I know if I'm a bad team, I can find somebody. I don't need to overpay. I let my running back, like Tennessee, Tennessee's a bad example. Okay. But a team that is far away, you let a running back leave, you can go ahead and use one of your draft picks on a running back. 4th round, 5th round, you find somebody, it'd be good. If not, you find somebody in free agency. But I don't want to talk like that when I'm trying to progress. Yes, I can find a running back, but now I'm just starting over with the Cowboys. They need to start adding pieces, not full out 10-player free agency class or 5-player.
They don't have to do what Dan Snyder used to do. But I'm not arguing. I'm not saying that they don't have holes to fill, Michael. We both know what the situation is. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the process is just getting started and they're not playing any games. See, this is the problem with you kids.
And they ain't playing the game.
Well, they're not playing this game.
Get in the game.
But again, you don't get trophies for this. Like, honestly, man, I'm tired of the Cowboys winning the press conference. That's the problem. Okay. It is the gift and the curse, and many have pointed this out. Many people have pointed this out. That
Are championship teams making moves? Are championship teams making moves right now, or is it just all the bums? I see some championship teams in your feed making moves.
Championship caliber teams. Ain't but one championship team. Okay? And we've already talked, I pointed this out yesterday. I want to say something like the last dozen or 13 teams, none of them paid their leading rusher more than $2.5 million. Okay? And we've been talking about the depressed, even on the running back market.
And that stat's a little, we can play some games with that stat too.
No, you can't. That is a trend. That is a definition of a trend. We've been talking for years about the depressed value
how many years is
of running backs.
It should be 1 year or less. Because the guy, if you put the ball in his belly, then that guy that we're ignoring, who should have been there in 2014, would have been there in 2004. We stopped at 13. Same guy in 13 is the same guy in 14.
Okay, fair enough.
Same dude. It's the same dude.
Fair enough. That sounds about, okay, fair enough. Okay,
they decided to throw it.
Touche. Okay, what I'm saying though is, just to land this plane and wrap this up, all I'm getting at is, I'm not saying they don't have holes to fill. I'm not saying that they don't have improvements to make. See, the problem with you kids is y'all want everything now. You kids want microwave society. Y'all want it now.
That's right.
You're impatient.
Want it now.
You don't understand process. Okay? See, the problem is you don't go viral for being sensible about the Dallas Cowboys. So you got so many people that it's a cottage
But I can't
industry
go viral?
talking
You're telling me I
about
can
the
go viral,
Cowboys.
though.
Talking about the Cowboys, and it's like, and this is what I was saying a minute ago. I don't think I finished this. Plenty of people have talked about this, how Jerry Jones, again, wants to give more the appearance that he's all in because he can't win, he can't lose. He wins either way, okay? As long as people are talking about the Cowboys, then Jerry Jones and the Cowboys win the game, capital T, capital G. Whether they win 1 or 2 games in the playoffs or not, or more, they haven't been in an NFC Championship game in 30 years, doesn't matter. They're winning when it comes to likes and engagement and comments and views and clicks and follows and sponsorships and dollars because the brand is winning as long as people like us devote time to a team that perpetually shits the bed, okay? That invented the term shit in the bed in recent years, okay? There's that. I guess it is a thing. I guess it is a thing. I guess it is a thing. I'm laughing at you that you said wet in the bed. I ain't said wet in the bed since I was 10. Once I started cussing, which was before that, I said
because
shit
you know
in the bed.
what? Because that's about time you stop. That's about time you stop. Can we be honest? That's about time, And 10's a little late.
Point being,
that's about
there's
time.
There's still plenty of time. There's still plenty of time for the Cowboys to make improvements. There's still plenty of time for them to be whoever they're gonna be. I mean, I'm saying like Michael, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You trolling. You know I'm right. Again,
I'm not trolling.
Fun. It's not exciting. I'm sick of them winning press conferences. Win some games when it matters for once.
There are 2 different categories. Now, this may be from a bygone era, but there are some examples. I can think of some examples where it's paid off. So back in the day, we had the Cowboys were a part of this. Remember, they pick up Deion. Okay, they win the Super Bowl. San Francisco picks up Deion.
The arms race,
Charles Haley. These pieces. We're ready now. Even before that, Reggie White didn't happen immediately, but Reggie White goes to Green Bay a couple years later. He makes them legitimate. A couple years later, they win the Super Bowl, and Reggie White makes the plays down the stretch to secure the Super Bowl. Hey, let's go forward. Why was there a free agent frenzy for former Indianapolis Colts quarterback Peyton Manning? Because somebody thought, we bring in Peyton Manning, we can win the Super Bowl. They got there first year. And then a couple years later, they won it. Not because of Peyton. But anyway, he kind of revived the franchise. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, hey, go get that guy. One piece. Unrealistic, I'm sure, but let me use this example. What if
Did they have to get the piece in the first 2 days? Did they have to get the piece in the first 2 days? Is what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah, because I want the top of the market.
Look, I thought they should have signed Derrick Henry. I said it a couple of days ago. How you know they're not? I said it a couple of days ago that I thought they should. I remember looking at my watch saying, "Yo, Dallas, what you doing? When y'all signing Derrick Henry?" Like I thought it would have made sense. All I'm saying is
it did.
Sensible people
didn't do it.
Sensible people know. Okay, it's like the saying you can't. You know how they say you can't win a game in the first quarter, but you can lose it. Okay, you can neither win nor lose the Super Bowl in March. That's all I'm saying.
This is where you're wrong. This is where you're wrong. We popping bottles. We popping bottles.
Congratulations.
What's
Congratulations.
Up?
Is that in the lobby of the NovaCare complex? Are they unveiling a Lombardi in the NovaCare complex? I think not.
Yeah.
I think not.
Yeah,
I think not. They know that the job's not done. It's got to come together. How many times have talented teams shit the bed in the playoffs that did so much in the offseason? I hate offseason grades. I don't like grades for offseason. I don't like grades for drafts. Bah humbug. I don't like winners and losers when no games are being played.
Have some fun. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.